Right, let us now come to the 10-minute rule bill. I now call Mark Eastwood.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I beg to move that leave be given to bring in a bill to require the Secretary of State to publish revised guidance on the deployment, visibility and signing of speed and red light cameras for traffic enforcement, to require that guidance to include amended site selection criteria for safety cameras, including a lower threshold for the number of collisions in which a person is killed or seriously injured, to require that guidance to provide for a process by which local communities can express support for the installation of safety cameras in areas of concern and for connected purposes. The Department for Transport 2007 circular recognised speeding as one of the most significant dimensions of unlawful, disorderly and dangerous road vehicle use, and provided key guidance on the use of speed and red light cameras for traffic enforcement to improve the safety of road users and pedestrians. It encouraged changes in driver behaviour, paved the way for local authority partnerships to support their communities, and outlined a criteria for site selection to help decision-making regarding any new cameras. I also want to get ahead of the keen journalists in the gallery and confess that while I currently have 3 points on my licence for speeding, I want to emphasise that I was caught by a camera and modified my behaviour, proving that they do in fact work. However, 15 years on from the introduction of this guidance, speeding motorists is arguably the #1 local issue highlighted across Dewsbury, Mirfield, Kirkburn and Denby Dale, and I am told across many of my colleagues' constituencies. Alongside the concerns regularly raised by my constituents, this is something I've seen myself, with the Dewsbury Ring Road in particular occasionally resembling an Indy 500 track. The issue of speeding became significantly more noticeable during the pandemic, when fewer people were driving, with some drivers taking advantage of the emptier roads to drive at reckless speeds. I would like to pay tribute to the West Yorkshire Police for all the work they continue to do to keep our roads safe, but they can't be everywhere at once, especially in the vast expanse of rural roads. According to the current guidance, the primary objective for camera deployment is to reduce deaths and injuries on roads, with a study conducted by the London School of Economics finding that from 1992 to 2016, traffic enforcement cameras reduced accidents by between 17% and 39%, while reducing fatalities by between 58% and 68%. Since April 2009, the criteria for fixed and mobile camera deployment has been based on the number of accidents where someone is killed or seriously injured, KSIs, and a scoring system where each KSI accident scores 5 points and slight injury accidents score 1. 65 people died and more than 5,000 people were injured in collisions on the roads of West Yorkshire last year. The majority of these collisions were entirely preventable, with excessive or inappropriate speed being one of the most common factors in fatal and serious injury collisions. However, guidance in West Yorkshire still requires at least 3 people to be killed or seriously injured within a 3-year period. At least 3 people need to either die or suffer a serious collision with potentially life-changing injuries to satisfy just one of the criteria to install a speed camera. This means at least 3 people's families need to have their lives changed forever before a preventative measure can be implemented. Between 2017 and 2021, there were nearly 700 collisions reported on roads in my constituency. 15 of these were on Liley Lane, running through the middle of Lepton. According to the current list of speed cameras provided by West Yorkshire Safety Camera Partnership, there are no fixed cameras covering that road. There were also 13 reported collisions on Huddersfield Road, running through Shelley and Skelmanthorpe, with cameras on nearby roads, but apparently not covering the road itself. The local community continues to highlight their concerns regarding these roads to me, And according to the Local Safety Camera Partnership, and I quote, "Community concerns are one factor which may result in the use of a camera, provided there is evidence of a collision history and/or traffic survey revealing speed limit violations meeting the required thresholds. Local authorities will apply the criteria to determine whether the use of either fixed or mobile cameras is justified." To me, prevention is better than the cure. So what is being done to support this? As it stands, the 2007 circular appears keen to involve local communities concerned by the effect of high-speed driving in their areas. However, in the guidance or on the partnership and local authority websites, there is no structured, signposted point of contact for communities to reach out, with complaints consequently being made to local councillors, the police and local MPs. The creation of standardised points of contact for local residents across the UK to highlight where speed cameras would be useful would be a crucial step in ensuring that our constituents are heard and kept safe. Especially in rural areas, it is the communities who notice and are most affected by speeding motorists, and so it is vital that we create and implement an effective and straightforward channel they can use to encourage change. I have therefore worked closely with community groups and village associations to understand and highlight the impact dangerous driving is having on their areas. Alongside highlighting the concerns of Shepley Village Association in PMQs last year, I have also supported residents in Breezefield, in Dewsbury and Upper Opton in Mirfield with their campaigns to tackle speeding in their area by reducing the speed limit. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my team and the local councillors who work hard to respond to these concerns and who can then support the development of a coherent approach for local residents to highlight the issues publicly. I have raised this issue in the House on multiple occasions. In September 2021, I specifically highlighted the need to change the guidance, with the Department for Transport promising a redrafted form of the 2007 circular by the end of the year. I appreciate that much has changed over the last 2 years, but it would be fantastic if we could complete the redraft and implement a 2023 circular. I finally want to assure colleagues that this is not to give local authorities, for want of a better phrase, the green light to install as many cameras as they can as part of a revenue-generating scheme, but to reassure our constituents that they will be listened to and supported in making their communities a safe place to live, walk, cycle and enjoy. Whether you live in a built-up town or in a more rural village, speeding traffic puts everyone at risk. We want our roads to be safe for all, for everyone. But too often we hear about accidents or near misses where speed was a key factor. I am introducing this legislation to bring down the points threshold with a requirement for fewer serious accidents within the time frame and to establish a pathway for communities to petition for cameras so that we can make sure that action is taken sooner and lives are saved. I hope that members across these benches can agree that the continuous improvement of road safety is crucial to all our constituents, and I commend this to the House.
That the honourable member have leave to bring in the bill. The question is that the honourable member have leave to bring in the bill. As many of that opinion say aye. The contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Who will prepare to bring in the bill?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Jonathan Gullis, James Daly, Nick Fletcher, Kim Leadbeater, Sean Bailey, Jane Hunt, Scott Benton, Ben Everett, Jason McCartney, Catherine Fletcher and myself.
Mark Eastwood.
Safety Cameras Bill.
Second reading what day?
24th of November, Mr. Speaker.
24th of November. Excellent. Well done, Martin. Okay. Excellent.
Well done.
Thank you.